Hey, it's Chaya back with day 25. My God, if you're watching it in real time, welcome to 2022. This is the beginning of your brand new year. It's your choice what you do with it. Now, what I want to bring to your attention today and what I want to really bring home, the message I want to deliver today, the message for today's episode is what resolutions feel like, what they actually feel like. See, in the last few weeks I've been talking, every time I had the opportunity, I've been talking about preparing for this new year, figuring out what is that one thing that you need to change and shift to change the entire picture of your story. Now, it's real. You're in the new year, okay? And whatever resolution you made, if that makes you feel disgusting and not good about yourself, I guarantee you, and I'm sorry to say this, but it's not going to be there in a year from now. It's not going to be the resolution that gets you going. Because if you already don't feel good about it now, how are you going to feel better about it soon? It only gets worse, right? Now that I put a damper on things, how about we go on the positive side? What if I tell you that it's not too late? You can make your resolution now. Whether or not you're watching this in real time, if you're watching this, it's time for you to make a resolution. Don't say, hey, it's not 2022, it's 2023 or 27, or hey, it's not even New Year's. Why would I make a resolution? If you're here watching this, then you are at the prime time to make a resolution. Especially wait until you hear what I mean when I say resolution. So, I love this because resolutions for me were the hardest thing ever. I would always make a whole list of things I wanted to do, and I would keep it up for at least half a year. I had gotten really good at keeping it up for half a year, and then I'd feel like crap. The rest of the second half of the year, I'd beat myself up for even making this decision in the first place, for thinking I can do it, for trying so hard, and then for giving up. And literally, I would take turns just beating myself up about it. And then I had this interesting idea. And I had heard about it before, but never really experienced it. What if I can make it easier? So after half a year last year of really keeping up with a bunch of stuff that I wanted to do and finally crashing, I realized it's time for me to shift. And I made a resolution in the middle of the year, and my resolution at that point was it's not over until I win. Now, what kind of resolution is that? That's the kind of resolution that makes everything else I want possible. Because at that point, I created the inevitable strength of me. It's not over until I win. So if it feels over, it's because I just didn't continue yet. If it feels like I didn't win, it's because it's not yet over. What is that one sentence, that catchphrase that will completely shift your life? So let me explain it even further. This year, I've been struggling, the last half a year, thank God. I've been struggling with medicators. Medicators meaning such as, my top ones are watching TV, eating, overworking, and I would say those are my top three. And I love going on an app, shopping, not even buying anything, just shopping. Just putting on music and putting in stuff in my cart, and then afterwards I throw them all out usually. And then every so often I'll buy, but literally that's been a medicator. I love those medicators. They're where I run to whenever it gets the feelings uncomfortable. I don't like it, that's how I make it feel good. And the truth is that they don't affect my day-to-day life. However, my growth has reached, they're affecting my growth. Because anytime I have to do the hard work, I can also choose another way. And that would be, let's say, sitting down and watching TV or playing the game with, music in the background. So I'm doing the work, but I'm not doing the work because I'm actually not feeling the feeling. Now, what I realized is it's time for it to go. And I realized that it's hard for it to go. So I decided to make myself a catchphrase for this year. A catchphrase that's going to make it easy for me. It's going to make me enjoy it. So, I have it's not over until I win. That's from, halfway through last year, somewhere around then. And for this year, my resolution is instead of medicating, I am meditating. Every time I feel like medicating, I'm going to go inward and try and figure out what's going on, or just be there. Just be there. And it's a whole, and if we couple this together with my other resolution of it's not over until I win, then even when I do get to that point where I did medicate, I stand back up and I say it's not over yet, right? I didn't get win, so then it's not over yet. That's how we make it fun. That's how we make it enjoyable. What is your catchphrase? What is that one thing that right now stands in your way? Is it that you're waiting for tomorrow, so maybe you have to start living today? Is it that you are finding this way to fill your time with other stuff that aren't important? Is it that you're afraid of failure? Maybe you need to celebrate failure. I just did this with one of my clients. We came to the conclusion that if she can celebrate failure this year, then by the time next year comes, she won't be afraid of it anymore. In fact, she'll enjoy it. So every time she sees failure, she'll stand up, put on music, and jump. And we practiced it. It was really fun. And maybe that's what you need to do. What is that one thing that stands in your way right now? That with just a little bit, one little resolution, a fun resolution, one made in a positive sense, not to stop something, but to do something, but to create something, focusing on what you want more than what you don't want. What is that one resolution, that one catchphrase that you can ride into 2022 with? What is that one thing that in a year from now you want to say, last year I made this resolution, I didn't know it was going to stick, and it did? What is it? And when you do it, 100% commitment versus 99%. Right now, against all odds, assume that you're able to do it for a full year. Because if you now think you're not able to, I guarantee you can. But if right this moment you give yourself that chance, maybe, just maybe, this year will be the year that, because it's a fun catchphrase, because it's something so fun, I will stop medicating, and I will, instead of medicating, I will meditate. Instead of medicating, I will be meditating. What is your catchphrase that will get your life on track just one little bit more, so that this year moves you just one little bit closer to where you want to go? Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and Happy New Year's. Enjoy.